Hollywoodland Audio presents The Making of Casablanca by Aljean Harmetz. Read for you by Scott Brick, with supplemental material read by Jason Culp, Rob Shapiro, and Christopher Tabori. Forward. The men and women who made Casablanca 60 years ago would not recognize the movie industry today. Once the private fiefdoms of men who only wanted to make movies and money, the dream factories have moved into the 21st century as minor parts of huge corporate juggernauts. Universal has bounced from Matsushita to Seagram to Vivendi, Columbia from Coca-Cola to Sony. Fox is a cog in Rupert Murdoch's worldwide television and satellite empire. Telecommunications giant Viacom has swallowed Paramount, along with CBS, MTV, and a dozen other cable networks. And Warner Brothers, which produced Casablanca so many years ago, is somewhere among the disparate companies of AOL Time Warner, the first movie studio to be owned by an internet service provider. Yet, against all odds, Casablanca endures. The movie has now outlasted the century in which it was made, and the people who made it. But the movie only seems to get stronger. Whenever American moviegoers are asked to name their favorite movies, Casablanca, The Wizard of Oz, and Gone with the Wind are invariably in the top 5. As a fantasy, Oz is timeless. As a movie that, when it was made, looked backward 75 years to the Civil War, Gone with the Wind is almost equally timeless. What makes Casablanca's longevity so remarkable is that it was produced as a current event in 1942, a movie set in December 1941, just before America's entrance into the war that had already engulfed Europe. Although movies so much of their time and place usually seem stale or quaint decades later, Casablanca refuses to be relegated to film school classes. In 1989, it was one of the first 25 movies designated as a cultural treasure by the National Film Preservation Board. In 1998, it was the number 2 movie on the American Film Institute's list of the top 100 films of the last 100 years. And in a Valentine's Day poll on AOL, men overwhelmingly picked Casablanca as the most romantic movie ever made. Of the new information that has been unearthed about Casablanca during the last few years, the most interesting comes out of Germany. This blatantly anti-Nazi film was, of course, barred from being shown in Germany during the war. On August 26, 1952, Casablanca was screened there for the first time. The Nazis were long gone by 1952. Germany was a democracy under the chancellorship of Konrad Adenauer. But national pride and national shame have deep roots. So Casablanca was shown in a mutilated New German version that eliminated all references to Nazis. The Czech resistance leader Victor Laszlo, played by Paul Henreid, became a Norwegian physicist named Victor Larsen, who was pursued by some shadowy international police force because he had invented delta rays. Although Konrad Veidt was still listed in the credits, his Majorstrasse vanished into thin air before ever landing in Casablanca, as did his entourage of officers and any reference to the Third Reich. Unaware of the butchery that sliced 20 minutes from the movie, critics dismissed Casablanca as trivial, or as one reviewer put it, a more elevated Hollywood fluff for the masses. It was 1975 before Casablanca was properly restored, redubbed, and shown in its original form by a German television station, proving that, in regard to this one movie at least, people are alike all over. Dialogue from the movie entered German pop culture as easily as it had entered American pop culture, including a successful cookbook entitled, "I Am Looking Into Your Pot, Kid." 60 years after Casablanca was made, Germans, no less than Americans, remain enthralled by Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman, and a return to a place and time when love and heroism were not only possible, but necessary. Aljean Harmetz, Los Angeles, 2000.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?